What's up, my people? Y'all know what it is. It's the Al from the Allen Powell Show. We got a lock the load of show for y'all today. NBA playoffs are going on live right now. Plus, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, Kwame Brown, ethering everybody the whole week. So, y'all know what it is. Time to lock and load. Let's go.
We lock and load, Allen Powell. It's the Allen Powell Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Powell Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Powell Show. Yeah. We lock and load. It's the Allen Powell Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on.
Hello, everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of the Allen Powell Show. Man, what a week. I'm excited today because I got a special guest in the building. He was on the show, I would say, almost around 2 years ago. I was on 102.3, and he's coming back, man, doing a great time. Y'all probably done heard him on E96 every day, 6 to 10 in the morning. He's been on The Rush with David Kaplan. He covered the Bears. This brother does a lot, but he took some time out to come hang out and have some fun with me. Mr. Gabriel Ramirez, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you joining on with me again, man. I just don't even know what to say right now.
No problem, man. No problem. You kind of sound like Kermit the Frog right now, though, man. Somebody didn't hear it.
That's not good. That's not good.
No, I got you, though. We gonna make it through it, but just wanted to give you the heads up because I know you can't hear yourself right now.
No.
Yeah.
I can hear you just fine, though.
Okay, I got you. I mean, I can make do what you're saying, but you're gonna maybe just click around while I'm answering some questions or something like that. I got you, though. Okay.
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen for sure. Okay. So somebody else is saying that. They saying my mic is going in and out. That's never happened before. Let me see what's going on. Y'all know with this technology, it's not always. Yes. So hopefully we can find out what's going on with that. But you can hear me. I think you good. I think everybody can hear you.
Yeah.
They say my audio. They say I'm audio. Let's see. What can be done?
Sounds like. Are you getting yourself back? Like, are you getting yourself back in your room right now?
I'm not at all.
Look at the story. Maybe a plug might not be in all the way. Something like that.
Let me see.
Uh-oh.
They say Gabe's audio is great. Mine is rough. They say get it right. These comments are coming in fast and furious. So listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna hold on for a second. Let me see.
How about this? Ask me the first question. I'll answer it, and I'll give you a long-winded answer, so that way you can go ahead and click around and do your thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you the big screen so you can go in.
Better. Whatever you just did sounds better.
I just took the charge out. So if that works for everybody, is it still shaky?
Nah, you sounded good right now. I got you.
Oh, well, we're gonna rock and roll then. We're gonna roll. So listen, we got the NBA playoffs going on, man. Celtics and Nets, it's a blowout right now. It's a blowout. Just your initial thoughts, man. What do you think about to me, this is one of the most interesting playoffs that I've seen in a while. The bubble to me was without no fans. We got some fans back. And I feel like the energy is picking back up, and this is one of the most interesting playoffs that I've seen so far. This Celtics next game like a blowout. What are your initial thoughts on the playoffs and this Celtics next game?
Yeah, well, I'll first just speak on this one right here, Celtics versus Nets. I mean, the Celtics weren't really playing good going into the playoffs. Losing Jaylen Brown was difficult, you know what I'm saying, for them. And then, they just lost some key bench players throughout the season. I mean, obviously the Bulls grabbed 2 of them. And so you could tell they just weren't there. It's just kind of one of those teams that, they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals. So they understand what it's like and what you need to get to that level. And they kind of know, right? I think Jason Tatum knows, like, hey, our team's not necessarily where it needs to be. And when your first litmus test is the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, that in itself is going to be extremely difficult, right? Despite the fact that they haven't played together, the big three, for some time. I I mean, the reality is, man, when you can hoop, you can hoop. It don't matter where you at. You know what I'm saying? And so when you put a team together, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get guys that just know and understand that they're better than the other team, and you're gonna see what you're getting right now in game 2. Now with the whole playoffs as a whole, I mean, I love the parity. You know, as a Bulls fan, as a Chicago fan, I love the fact that LeBron had to play in the play-in. I love the fact that they're going up against a really good team in the Phoenix Suns. I love that, you know, Luka's showing out. I love Trae Young showing out. I mean, I love basketball. So I mean, I just love the fact that everybody's, you know, like really playing some really, really good basketball right now. But the NBA as a whole, man, I'm with it. I'm here for it.
So I know, like you say, the Celtics got a couple of injuries with Jaylen Brown. But when I was looking at the Celtics, to me, I think it's about time to put Brad Stevens on a hot seat. If you look on this team on paper, with Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Marcus Smart, to me, he has a decent roster where they should have been playing better. I know they got hit with COVID and all of that stuff, but if you're just looking at some of the games that they played this year, they're living up to expectations.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? When we look at the San Antonio Spurs, we look at them as an anomaly, right? The team that continues to make it to the playoffs and win at that level. But the reason why we look at them and we hold them in such high regard is because it's extremely difficult to win year in and year out, right? And so Stevens has had his little run, you know what I mean? And like any good team, look, the Bulls have been there. How many times have we had to rebuild since Mike's been gone, right? So, I mean, sometimes you just got to go through those ebbs and flows and try to find the right pieces. And, you know, they chose Tatum and Brown to move forward with their future. And unfortunately, they're paying for it right now.
So it looks like I heard Charles Barkley say it's going to be a sweep. Are we overreacting, or is home court going to change the tide? Well, how you think this season is going to this series is going to go for Celtics?
I mean, look, any NBA team can pull off a victory, right? I mean, it's the NBA. And so for me, I look at it like, yeah, they could probably pull one out. I think it's going to be more about the Nets being disinterested. You know what I mean? The Nets not being interested, and then them giving away a game. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So you're saying if anything's going to happen, it's going to be because of the Nets, not because of the Celtics. Like it's the Celtics.
100%. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. So and then tonight we also have a second game that's going to be coming on TNT. Is the Lakers and Suns, and so that game is coming on next. The Suns outplayed the Lakers. DeAndre Ayton outplayed Anthony Davis, and Devin Booker is a walking bucket. He balled out, and man, so how? I want to know your keys to the second game. Tell me your keys to the second game.
I mean, well, look, when it comes to the Phoenix Suns, it's about just believing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're Devin Booker, you're Chris Paul. You guys know you're the second best team in the Western Conference. So it's just about continuing to believe in yourself, having confidence in your shots, having confidence in your defense. And then when it comes to the Lakers, I think for them, I'm sure LeBron was in the locker room like, hey, fellas, we got to win this game. It's not a must win. They can come back from 0-2. But I think for the Lakers, it's about getting AD involved early, right? Making sure he's doing well in the first quarter, and then just making sure Caruso is consistent because he is that little X factor. You know, you're going to get your buckets from these other people, but if Caruso mess around and get you 20 points, you know, that's a big swing in the game. So for me, those are my keys for each team for that one right there. Now your mic's still messed up. You hear your boy PJ.
I seen that. I just saying. You know what? I think I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go get some headphones and see if that works.
All right, I'm gonna go check out my boy. You go do that, and I go check out my baby.
Go ahead. Y'all hold on for a second. We're gonna take a little quick intermission. Y'all watch this video again and stay with us. We'll be right back. Next second, we'll do commercials.
Gotcha.
We lock and load, Alan Pass. It's the Alan Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Alan Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Alan Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Alan Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on.
All right. let's see. I got some earbuds. I'm gonna try out to see what's going on with that. And see if that'll help out. So y'all just bear with me for a second. And y'all
for a little bit, man. You can't get
this technology something else, man.
I got you, man.
So let's see. I'm just gonna hook these settings up right quick. And
well, shout out to I'll shout out everybody that's listening right now, man. Shout out to Jamise. Shout out to the Mason Report. PJ Washington definitely coming through with the good feeds. Got Andre Armstrong. Definitely. Can I curse?
Yes.
Definitely let you know you fucked up. So you got to do that. Let's see. But you know what? Though? That's what you need your people for, right? If everybody ain't going to be honest with you, that's why we started this podcast off right, you know? So you got to be honest.
Hey, how am I sounding now? I got some earbuds. How am I sounding now?
Now that I know that we're all friends, it's trash. Yeah. If you're on my show, right? If you're on my show, I'll be roasting you right now. Be like, how you gonna have this? We do this thing on my show. We do this thing on my show called First World Fridays. All right, it's basically where you complain about the privileged American lives, and this would be the perfect First World Friday. I'd be like, yo, I went on my man's show. He had the whole setup, the whole video thing, the scrolly thing, the internet. He had fans watching, and this man's microphone was trash. So then we come in with the jokes. You can't tell me that he spent $800 instead of $900 on the setup. You mean to tell me his what is this thing called StreamYard? You mean to tell me his StreamYard fell off the back of a truck? I mean, you'll say stuff like that. So,
bruh, I done this show like this a million times, and it's never been like this. And then today, it's want to act crazy. Is it still crazy?
Yeah, man. Unfortunately,
it's still crazy. Still bad. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Bad. Jeez, this is terrible. Okay, how about we do this, Gabe?
Talk to me.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go all the way out, and we're gonna start it over again. We're gonna try to see what happens.
Let them up, so I'll go ahead and log back in as well. All right.
For sure. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me well. Trying to go out and come back in. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me well. I see a couple people watching. Y'all give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down if y'all can hear me before I let me know. Way better. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, we clear. All right, let me bring my brother back in and see if we can get this thing going, man. Oh my goodness. What is going on? All right. I see it's good now. It's good now. Man, I don't know what this technology is something else, man. I just hope it stay like this and don't go back crazy again. I like how he was roasting me though. That's good. That's what we do on this show. We roast. If it's terrible, but I'm gonna get this together, man. I'm gonna go find me a producer or something that got that sound stuff together. We're gonna make it do what it do. But y'all tell me what's going on in these games, man. So my guy come back on, man. Andre Armstrong, I see you checking us out, man. What you think about these playoffs so far? Because the Nets is the Nets is beating down the Celtics. Lakers Sun coming up, man. Who you got in this game tonight? Can the Suns go up 2-0 or is it the Lakers gonna get their W tonight? Y'all let me know what's going on. Make sure y'all keep telling me if I'm still good or not. Let me know if I'm still good. And we're gonna see. Let's see. My man is back. They telling me good, man. So
sound like you're official now.
That's what I don't know. I just went out and came back in, man. I don't know. I love that you was roasting. I appreciate that. That's what we do on this show. I'm usually doing a roasting, but it's okay to get roasted on. Man.
That's what's up. Hey, man. Got to keep everybody honest. I like it.
Yes. So we are back. Hey, talking about the Lakers and Suns, who do you got tonight? Who do you got tonight, and who do you got winning this series?
It's hard to bet against LeBron, even though I hate him. You know what I mean? I feel like you just lose money if you do something like that. So I think like everybody's betting LeBron and for them to win, but I don't know, man. Al, I think you've seen it yourself, man. The Lakers haven't been a great team, right? I mean, they haven't looked like a superior team. So I don't know. I think they might mess around and lose today. I really do think the Phoenix Suns could potentially win. Again, I hate betting against LeBron, and I am a gambling man. But again, I'll just tell you, you know, I think the Suns are going to be able to pull this one off. And the series, I really do think that the Lakers I think they understand that they're not good enough either. And unless you're getting a superstar LeBron each and every night, which you need a superstar LeBron and a superstar AD. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one of them. You need a superstar, both of them playing at that level every game, and your role players doing the same thing. So it's gonna be tough, man. But can they do it? Of course. They got LeBron. Whatever. I hate LeBron.
Andre Armstrong said Lakers gonna win.
Mason, hold on, your boy Mason said Bron don't lose do or die games. Fam. What's his record in the finals? What are you talking about?
Right, and listen, Mason report. He's in LA. He's a loyal supporter. He holds us down in LA. I've had him on the show plenty of times, and he's not even a Lakers fan. But I would say this: the fact that you say you hate LeBron brings joy to me, because it seems like a true Chicago Bulls fan. And I've told people on this show before, you cannot be a diehard Bulls fan and still in time. You can't do that because all the comparisons to Jordan. You can't be both. And I think the Chicago in you is coming full-fledged out right now. And tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean, Space Jam 2 sucked. I mean, it's just everything's just trash.
Yeah, it is. You definitely paused up a couple of times right there. You definitely paused up. But I heard you. I heard you.
Yeah, you know it. Space Jam 2 sucked. I'll say it again, slow. Who do you think's gonna wait? So do you think the Lakers are gonna pull off a victory in this series? Not tonight. I don't care about tonight. I'm talking about in the series.
I can't see them getting swept. That would just be the most disrespectful thing to LeBron's legacy for them to get swept. I just don't see that happening. I wouldn't be surprised if they win tonight just based on history, how they lose game one and come back.
Well, are they going to win the series though?
I'm going with the Suns because I hate the Lakers as well, and they the number 2 seed. We got to put some respect on that. So I'm going with the Suns, and that's what it is. And you got the Suns in the series as well?
Again, I can't say it enough, man. I hate the guy, but I hate betting against him. But if I was to go with that part of my heart, I would say Suns 4-2. I think the Suns win 4-2. Because you're not gonna. Lakers are gonna win one in LA. Like that's a fact. And then it's just take one other game somewhere along the line in the series. So.
Right. The other game that we got going on tonight is Mavs Clippers. Luka balled out game one. The pressure is real big on the Clippers tonight. How do you see this series going?
Yeah, I mean, look, we watched enough basketball to know that game one of a series isn't necessarily the end-all, be-all when it comes to the NBA playoffs. But it always feels good. I remember the Bulls won plenty of games against LeBron and the Cavs and Miami in game one and they end up losing. And I think this is going to be one of those situations. I mean, when you look at the complete team, Dallas is good. I mean, anytime you have a superstar like Luka Doncic, you're gonna win a game or two. And so I think that, but throughout the course of a 7-game series, that's why they play that, right? That's why it's best out of 7. So that way the true team that is better in that situation can win. So I'm not necessarily concerned about the Clippers in this game. I mean, come on. I mean, geez, it's Kawhi Leonard still. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about a guy winning you a couple games, Kawhi is that guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think when it comes down to it, I think it'll be the same thing. Like Clippers in 6, maybe 7. They might get pushed to 7, but I just hope they don't. They did that last year, remember, where they kind of like took a team lightly and ended up exiting the playoffs early. So, we'll see, man. I really hope so.
So you think it's going to be different this year? You don't think, like, because, they had a 3-1 lead up on the Nuggets last year and they choked it away. Do you think it's different this year with playoff Rondo, Serge Ibaka? Do you think it's different?
Yeah, again, you're talking about two different teams, the Mavs and the Nuggets. The Nuggets were playing out of their mind. Jamal Murray out of his mind last year, the future MVP, no Joker on that team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we want to compare, that thing specifically to the other. But when it comes to this specific matchup against the Mavs, I think that the Clippers, they're going to take care of business right there. And then more than likely going to be, the winner of the Jazz versus the Grizzlies, Who do you
Mason report says.
What do you say? What do you think is going to happen? You think Clippers are winning the series, or you think somehow they're going to get beat by the Mavs?
I got the Clippers going to the finals, but they not looking good right now. I got the Clippers and the Nets in the finals, but you cannot. But I would say this: Rick Carlisle is one of the most underrated coaches, and I love Rick Carlisle as a coach. If they ever get Porzingis all the way to stay healthy with that team, they can do some damage. I think Rick Carlisle is a great coach. Did
you hear the rumor that Lauri Markkanen said he wants to go play with Luka and Porzingis in Dallas?
I seen the rumor, but I didn't see the details. I seen it was a rumor. Yeah. So do you think that's a good fit for him? He's still gonna have to come off the bench.
Yeah.
Unless they play him at the 4 and play Porzingis at the 5.
Which they wouldn't, because he wouldn't have enough defense or rebounds at that point. I mean, Kristaps can get you some rebounds, but Lauri's not pulling down 10, 15 boards a game. I don't know. I just think sometimes you get a feel for a different kind of a style of play of basketball. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like you want to fit in, but I think you're right. He's gonna be coming off the bench. I just think he wants to change the scenery. He's like most people. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't necessarily remember. He's from the old regime of the Bulls, so he got that sour taste in his mouth.
Right.
What kind of organization we've been, in the past. But it'll be interesting if he can make his way over to Dallas. But Dallas needs somebody else to get to their team to take them to the next level. Clearly, Luka's going to be a problem for the next 10, 15 years in the league. So it's just a matter of really just putting them down a little bit more.
Got you. I'm going to be interested to see, as far as the Bulls go, if they can pick up another free agent as well to add to Vucevic and Levine and get them a big 3. So it's going to be interesting.
I think they will.
So the rest of the playoffs is going like this. Anything other than the games we talked about that's interesting to you that you're paying attention to in these series?
Yeah, it's a great question, Al. The number one thing that I said from the beginning was I thought the Hawks were going to beat the Knicks. I think the Knicks played well, but as a Chicago fan, you're used to teams playing well in the regular season or overperforming in the regular season, and then when they get to the playoffs, not being able to elevate their game the way that everyone else is doing. And I think that the Knicks are going to fall into that category. And let's not forget, Atlanta's a very well-coached team. And as we saw, and as I mentioned in this show, if you got a dog on your team, you're going to win some games. And Trae Young is proving that, he is that guy. And they've been winning consistently throughout the year, man. I'm a gambling man. Like I said, I won plenty of money on the Atlanta Hawks once they made that coaching change where people thought they were still going to be, some bottom feeders, but they ended up playing really well. So that was one that really stood out to me. And then, I just love seeing the younger players in the NBA. Thanks for putting that back up. I love seeing the other young players in the NBA. I mean, seeing a performance like what John Morant did, because think about it, Al. It's like when you do that in college, that's one thing, right? Because you're playing against a bunch of guys that are not making the league. But when you can actually duplicate your dominance from college in the NBA where everybody is a goon. You're talking about like the best of the best. So when you could do that, it's just like, man, I want to watch you play basketball. So for me, I'm a big John Morant fan. I wish the Bulls would have been able to snag him up, had the ball bounced in our direction. But it's good to be a fan of the NBA and really see him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? But I think every other thing that's going on right there in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? You look at, you figure the Nets to win, you see Milwaukee with a revamped team, Drew Holiday just killing it over there. You know what they were going to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like every other matchup was pretty much set. So it's about plucking, what you want to see from those things from, like I said, from the 1-8 seed with Ja and then the Atlanta Hawks and the Knicks, two young teams that are going to be coming up. You could make do some damage for sure.
Do you think Memphis can actually win that series after watching Game 1? You don't think they can win the series? Donovan Mitchell supposed to be coming back the next game, but you think Utah will pull it out?
You know who my favorite players? I hope I'm saying his name right. Dylan Brooks, right?
Yes,
Brooks?
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You watch that guy, and you're just like, it's like Jared. If Jared Dudley was good, he'll be Dylan Brooks. so that's like what I feel like I'm watching when I see him do his thing. But that boy, if you look at the stat sheet every game, 25, 25, 32, 25, just like really playing his heart out. And I really like watching him play. But just the problem is you look at like Jackson, and he just doesn't have that fire. He don't got that Joe Kim Noah in him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they need him to be that person. So without him being that Rudy Gobert type, they're not going to be able to beat that team, you know, in the 7-game series. At least not. I don't think so.
Listen, the way you speaking about Dylan Brooks, I think he came from Oregon. I think I remember him watching him in college, and I didn't think he was gonna be that good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, you know, he's good, but I didn't think his game was gonna translate to the league. But the way he competes, man, my goodness, it reminds me of a Tony Allen on the defensive end, but he has offense. Yeah. He competes on the defensive and offensive end. Yeah, so hey man, kudos to him, man, because he competes at a high level, man. So those are the playoffs. I'm pretty sure the Nets probably done closed out the Celtics by now, and we're gonna take y'all up to the big game.
9.5.
Oh, you took them in 9.5?
Hell yeah.
You're looking good. I think you're looking good. So look, other than the playoffs, we had some big. It was like viral stuff going on this week. It actually happened last Tuesday, and somebody sent it to me, but it was just fresh. It was just fresh, and if y'all know what I'm talking about, it's Kwame Brown. He's been going on a tangent on everyone, and so what I'm gonna do is I am going to attempt to play a couple of clips for the people who don't know where this came from, how I got started. I'm gonna play a couple of clips. And let y'all see why he's so upset, why he's going off on everyone. So we're going to try this.
Check on my baby.
Go ahead.
I got you.
That brother got baby duties. I'm not mad at him. Let's see. All right, here we go. So this is the clip that made him go crazy.
Oh, I love this.
Thank Jerry, because wasn't Jerry over in Memphis and
Jerry? Well, we traded Marc Gasol,
yeah, that's what people,
right?
Oh, you got him for nothing, not realizing that what you guys gave him was Marc Gasol
and Kwame Brown, and so
Right.
oh, do you play with Mark?
No. That was a one-man trade.
Okay, so that was one video clip. I know you was on daddy duty for a second. Did you? I don't know if you
seen the clip. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first clip, and as you can see, they kind of dismissing him in the trade. You know, she's trying to be, you know, tell it like it is. This is what it was, and then they was dismissive and said there was one person. So that was the first clip. Then we got another clip with Gilbert Arenas was on there. So I'm gonna share that one. And then, matter of fact, before I share that one, what did you think about that clip? Did you think it was that bad? Or did you think it was dismissive? What did you think about that clip?
Al, the reality is this, right? I mean, if you and I weren't doing this show on your computer and we were just talking sports, it'd be a different conversation, right? A lot more shit talking, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little more color commentary off air, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the biggest problem, right? Like, because when you talk with your boys, like, if do you play ball? You play basketball?
Yes.
Okay, I play ball too, right? So my thing is, if we were playing basketball, I'd be clowning you. You know what I'm saying? I'll put you in the post all day. You got nothing. You know what I'm saying? You trash. Like, that's how we would talk to each other, right? Because we would be competitors in the moment. And I think what ended up happening is, though, what I wouldn't do is go on TV or go on, do an interview and talk trash about you in that very same way. Because what I say to your face and how I talk to you when we're boys and we're competing is one thing, and how I paint you, you know what I'm saying, in the eyes of the audience when you're not around is a totally different thing. And I think that's what happened here. I feel like the two of them, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody talks like that. Kwame Brown's trash, #1 pick. Like, that's just what you do when you talk basketball. You know what I'm saying? But when you go and like put it out there, you forget, like, hey, he got a microphone, he got a camera, and he could, you know what I'm saying, eat you up the same way Jason's talking about media food. He just do you up right there. So I think that's what Kwame got upset about. It's like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, you're putting my name out here in a different kind of a way. You have some grown men, you should be talking about something else, you know?
So that happened. I'm gonna fast forward to Kwame Brown response to Matt Barnes. This is just one of the clips. He got 1 million out there. He didn't went viral, and I think he did another one today on Stephen A. And I got to go check that one out, because that's really where everything started from. Is from Stephen A. Just going in on him for 20 years, and it's like he got tired of it. So here's the one to hit where he responded.
I told you about this, boy. Like you, I know you feel inadequate, boy. That's why you keep talking about real men. You lost your woman to a real man, boy, right next to you. He probably was watching how you were moving, you punk. He probably was texting your old lady at the gatherings. When y'all had galas and balls, he was texting your wife, punk. And you sitting on a news station, you talking about other men, boy? You talking about other men, boy? Have you lost your mind? They pay you to get on TV every day and disrespect black people. That's all you do is have a Look at Me show. Well, that Look at Me show is over with. Now you gonna look at me, boy. The you talking about?
All right, so I'm gonna cut it off right there. I think that's enough. Y'all get the gist. Right. Y'all get the gist. He's going in. He talked about Matt Barnes, and he talked about him losing his wife to Derek Fisher. For those who don't know the story, what do you think about his response? Where is this coming from? Is he telling the truth, or is it all out of hurt, anger? I'm tired of everybody.
I think it's becoming a bigger thing because of how much attention Kwame has got for his response. You know, and I think that when you're looking at Kwame Brown, I believe him. He looks like he'll slap the shit out of somebody. So I think that's the believable part there too, is that people literally are watching that video and they're like, oh man, this dude is for real. Like, don't catch him in the streets. He looks like and he's a big dude, you know what I'm saying? So, but I think, you know, Mason Report said it best. Jalen Rose came out and said something that I thought was just astounding when he said, hey man, we just shouldn't be calling people busts anymore. You know, and he went into detail as to why that should be true. But me, you know what I'm saying, as a Puerto Rican male, I listen to that and I'm like, you know what? You're right, man. Like, okay, let's call him something else. Let's call him, you know, a little scrub, make a joke about it. But like when you label someone as a bust, like we mentioned earlier, Al, you get to the league, you one of the best. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're 18 or 20, you know what I'm saying? When you got, like, you are considered one of the top tier people. So I get that part. But I mean, I think my boy Jonathan said it best though. Overall, like, dude, you're in the NBA, you know, just let it go, man. He sounds soft at the end of the day. He's, regardless of whether you're right or wrong, shut up, take it. You were the #1 pick. You made all that $millions. Just relax. And then when you see Buddy in the streets, then you can check him and be like, hey, what's up, fam? Talking all that over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of taking it to the internet. Right. Now you look like a soft internet gangster, you know?
But he didn't came up. I don't agree with all his methods, but I'm saying people on YouTube give him money and all types of stuff.
I want to watch his talk show because I know it's gonna be crazy. That's what everybody's thinking. Like, what is he gonna say next? You know.
So I got a couple of clips left. 2 more, then I'm gonna be done with this because I got to ask you a question as a host for a national show, Gabe. Yeah. How you do things. I want to compare it to the clip I'm about to play now. So this is Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club. He called himself defending Kwame Brown, but the way he did it, I don't know if it was the right way. So I'm gonna let you listen to what he said, and then we're gonna address how he did it, and then I'm gonna ask Gabe, when you're doing stuff on the radio, how would you do it? Did he do it wrong? And all of that good stuff. So here we go. Charlamagne the God talks about Kwame Brown on the Breakfast Club.
The woman died and he got arrested.
I'm gonna back it up a little bit.
Remember this story.
There we go.
South Carolina. His father's name was Willie Brown. I don't know how many kids Willie Brown had. I don't know how many siblings Kwame Brown got, but I went to school with his sister, and I went to school with one of his brothers. Let me tell you something. Kwame's father in the 90s, I remember this story. He beat a woman with an axe handle. It was his girlfriend. And the rumor was he buried her alive. He buried her in the area that I grew up in, if I remember correctly. I've been trying to call my dad since yesterday to confirm the whole story, because I literally forgot about this until yesterday. But the woman died and he got arrested. If he's still alive, he's in prison for life, because he got caught because he left South Carolina after the murder and came back for his paycheck. Let me tell you something else. His other brother, I don't know if him and Kwame were close, but his other brother shot his baby mama several times and then killed himself. That was like in 2008. And his other brother, Kwame's other brother, just went to jail for murder like 3 years ago. All of this you can Google. I'm saying all that to say, leave Kwame alone. That man has been quiet for 20 years. He don't bother nobody. Clearly all that, all that he's a bust stuff gets to him, and you don't know what people are going through or have been through, but I've seen folks snap for less, and it looks like, Kwame is snapping. And if you look at the history of men in his family, you would know his men in his family have a history of snapping. Leave Kwame.
All right, so y'all heard what Charlamagne, he gave a whole documentation of Kwame's family. Gabe, before I played Kwame's response to Charlamagne, when you're trying to give news out on the air, do you take into consideration people's family or anything like that? Or do you say, I'm gonna report it how it is, let the chips fall how they may? How do you do it?
I think we live in a sensationalized society, right? And I think that Charlamagne was trying to put a little bit of wow factor into his storytelling. Let's not forget, he also wants to identify with his roots, right? Part of being a radio personality is connecting with your audience and giving them some background on who you are. And when the number one story that's out there is Kwame Brown, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to build that connection. Again, he's adding in that wow factor. Now me, I'm from here. I'm from Chicago. Like, all my people are right here. You know what I'm saying? So when I say my ex-girlfriend from high school, like, people know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? When I say, right, I was at the club with my guy, like, people know who I'm talking about, So it's a little different for me. I try to err on the side of caution because I know somebody's always listening. And the reality is, like, that moment's not bigger than, I'm not bigger than that moment, right? So I would never want to leverage this wow factor just to create a moment, especially when you're talking about your hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's putting your own hometown on blast, and the people that are there. And you live in a small community. It's not like Chicago. I can get lost here. You know what I'm saying? You have to catch me by the bean or something like that on a hot day. But in South Carolina, I walk 2 blocks in any direction, I'm probably gonna run into you. So again, I think I understand what he was trying to do, but I think that his approach was a little bit wrong. But that's how he's built his name. That's how he's built his brand with wow factor like stories.
Well, I will say this: he got some wow factor, but I don't know if he. You ever seen the Dave Chappelle when Keeping It Real goes wrong? I don't think he thought this all the way through. I don't think he thought what was going to come back at him. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play what came back at him. Kwame Brown, I guess he got some people looking up some stuff, and he found out some stuff about Kwame Brown. So I'm going to play a little bit of his clip of what he came back with, and let's see what he said.
Then you come out and call me crazy because I'm making sense. I guess I'm supposed to be a violator like you, then I wouldn't be crazy, huh? All you nasty motherfuckers do. Fake like you important. You have your little secret together. Take advantage of motherfuckers. Now the world know. If they go into the wrong room with some of you nasty motherfuckers, women, just know. Y'all don't kick this. It could be your turn. And then you could be with somebody that turned.
So that's it right there. I'm gonna stop it right there. if you're wondering what he's talking about, Charlemagne got accused of rape, pled down to a lesser charge, and so I did not know any of this about Charlemagne the God. I didn't know that he had a situation like that. And I would say, if you're going to put somebody else's business out there, you better be careful of what's going to come back. If you're reporting the story, does that ever cross your mind, Gabe? Like, if I'm reporting something, and do you ever think about, oh man, this person might come back, or some? We all got past. We all got a past. So so do you ever think about things like that where something might come back on you?
It's tough, man, because all right, my honest answer is like, I don't care. I like, you want some smoke, let's have it. Like it's like, that's what my real answer is, right? Like, I really don't care. But you're right. Like, you don't want nobody going in your closet and trying to see what kind of demons you got in there, you know? And the audio came out of Charlemagne literally on a podcast admitting to putting Spanish fly in a girl's drink and smashing her, and then Buddy being like, her coming to him being like, hey, did anybody else sleep with me? And like, oh, and making jokes about like rape and stuff like that. Like, just not a good look, you know? And so, yeah, I mean, that's what's going to happen, you know, especially like, listen, man, in our world, these are the biggest stories, you know what I'm saying? And so this is what we are talking about. And so, yes, if this is the biggest story, that people are going to come get Charlemagne and make sure he's about the action now. You know, and he went on to apologize, you know what I'm saying, as well. Charlemagne did, about saying all this stuff about Kwame Brown and his family, because some of Kwame's family didn't know about those secrets, family secrets, some of the younger people. So I think, you know, just when it gets to that level, it's just like, you know, like I said, you could have just, like we're doing, report on, make some jokes about Kwame, make some jokes about Matt Barnes and Buddy, and then just, you know, keep it moving.
So Kwame, I don't think he really like accepted Charlemagne's apology. He went back and he didn't think it was legit. Did you think the apology was legit, or he was doing it because pressure getting applied?
Al, every day I talk on the radio about some celebrity that's apologizing with the most bland bullshit ass apology that you could think of. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it's cut from. I can repeat everything they say. You know what? I wasn't really thinking in that moment. I didn't know that was, you know, an offensive term, and I want to apologize. And I've done some sensitivity traits, and I've talked to some members of the Black community. You know, it's like stupid shit like that, right? So it's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your apology. You're a grown man that has a radio show. You knew what you were saying. Just own it. If anything, own it. Yeah, you know what, man? I said it. You know, man, I shouldn't have said it, but I did. And you know what? Next time. You know what I'm saying? Own it. I hate when people try to like sugarcoat apologies for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the entertainment world. It's like, listen, man, we know what we do. We know how we talk. We know what we say. You know what I'm saying? Just own it. Be real. 100% honesty. That's the policy on my show. No BS.
That's what's up. So it seems like Kwame is calling for Charlemagne to be canceled. He's talking about all the women come stand up. If you know, you're a woman, you shouldn't be allowing this type of person on the show. He even calling for his co-host, the Angelitas. How could you be next to a person like this? And this cancel culture and the culture that we in now, do you think there's a chance that Charlemagne actually could get canceled off his show?
Listen, bro. I mean, I don't know too many people that get caught up in like a rape scandal and then just live to like walk away with it. You know what I'm saying? So can it happen? Absolutely. You know, will it happen? I think enough when it comes to cancel culture, people have to care enough, you know, to really cancel somebody, you know what I mean, to put up that much energy to rally people around. So I guess the question is, do people really care about Charlemagne and his antics that much? And I think the answer there is no. I think that not enough people care to cancel him out of the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Kwame is like, he's building up steam, I feel like. And I feel like, man, like Charlemagne could be in trouble. We've seen so many people.
Yeah, I hope. Listen, I hope so. You know, he works for my competitor. So I hope, if anything, get him out there. No, I'm just saying, I think that when you do things like that, it comes out to the light, right? I think, and all that dirt comes out to the light. And if you're one of those dudes, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, I think ultimately, you know, your past in that particular situation should come back to haunt you, right? I think that, you know, I have a lot of friends, Al, and I'm, you know, and you do too, I'm sure, in the media world. Like, they'll be like, man, I'm glad I was in a, doing this when this happened because whatever, and I've never been that type. I've been like, check my history, check my stats. I ain't never been a scumbag. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what I do. I know who I talk to. I know what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody ever come out and be like, oh, Gabe did this or Gabe did that, So I think that when you're a guy like Charlemagne, because let's be real, let's have a real conversation. If you're doing something like that, you're a lame. Like, let's be real. If you're out here drugging women, you're out here, you can't just pull the draws on your own. You're a lame. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, if that's your steez, then you deserve to get caught up. You deserve to get all that stuff because you're out here manipulate like real players do the mind. Not don't go in there and like alter their mind with drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just it throws me off when I see things like that happen. I think if Charlemagne and that stuff continues to come out, then yeah, for sure, he got to go.
Oh, we're gonna be paying attention to see what happens, man. But when you're on the air, are you being in this culture that we in now? Are you even extra careful on how you deliver whatever you're delivering over the air or whatever? Like you've been on so many different shows. Are you conscious? Are you extra conscious on how you deliver things? Because one false move and somebody could come out. You could say the wrong thing, like Myers Leonard did on a video game. He said the word kike. I didn't even know what that word meant at the time. I had to go do some research. If you are you conscious of even slipping up?
Yeah, I think I am all the time. The number one phrase that I throw out there often, just like you did with the kike thing, because it comes from just ignorance. And I think I think a lot of times we really have to understand that there are some of those things that you just grow up talking about. And the one that I often use is the Dago T. You know what that is? The Dago T?
No.
Looks like a white beater. It's a white beater. Okay, now see, both of those are terrible, right? Both of those words. A Dago T is a bad word for an Italian, but and I didn't know that growing up. That's what my family called it, and I thought that that's what it was, right? So I'm out here talking about some Dago T, and it's I'm insulting Italian people. And then, like I just said to you, oh, what, you mean the wife beater? And then we don't think about it, you're just like, oh, it's a wife beater. Like, but that is such a derogatory term when it comes to that, right? So there are instances when like there is ignorance, and sometimes it's just overlooked, and you need that moment to be like, oh, damn, I didn't know what that meant. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm on the radio, I can't say it enough, man. I mean, I just really genuinely, I think it's the reason why I've had my career for so long. I'm really just who I am, and I'm super honest. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so like when I'm on the radio saying something, I really don't feel like I got to filter myself too often because I'm never talking out the side of my neck like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always just being real, talking about whatever we're talking about, keeping people honest, make sure everybody's being fair. Nobody's trying to get over on nobody else. And I think when you're doing those kind of things and you're living like that, like then you really don't got to worry about what you say because you're just being honest. You know what I'm saying?
There y'all go, man. There's the knowledge for y'all. If you be true to yourself, you don't have to worry about the things like that. We're getting close to game time, so we're gonna get everybody on up out of here for game time real quick. Who's going off tonight, Gabe? For Phoenix or the Lakers? Who's the biggest factor tonight?
I like this question. I'm gonna say Chris Paul is gonna have a big game. Chris Paul is usually really hungry with his points. He don't really score a ton, and I think today is going to be a game that he's really the different. Matter of fact, if y'all are gamblers out there, maybe you want to check out what Chris Paul getting a triple double is paying right now, because I could see him messing like Ice Cube said, fucking around and got a triple double. I think he might do that. Because I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's, you asked me the question. That's my idea, bro. That's how I think. So. That's how.
So do you think his shoulder gonna be healthy enough? Do you think he's gonna be healthy enough to get?
Oh, he's playing. Chris Paul's missed too many playoffs. Chris Paul's missed too many playoff games in crunch time, like he did Game 7 when he was on the Rockets, things like that. He missed too much to give it up right now. He definitely wants to win, and he'll take a shot to the shoulder, whatever they give, pain medicine, whatever it is. So.
Listen, Gabe is on every morning, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's Central Time, right?
6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. Yeah, man. You can always download the Odyssey app and then stream our show. But, just follow me on social media, man. Chicago _Gabe, Gabe. And, man, I got a Betty podcast. I talk about the radio show. Just talk about a whole bunch of stuff, man. So, yeah, man, follow me, man, if you guys get the opportunity to. I'd love to see some of you guys over there. Jonathan, my boy, the Mason Report. Let's link up. All right, guys. And Al, since you asked me on your show, now I get to do this last minute. Tomorrow, our podcast, my guest backed out. You want to jump in?
Definitely, would love to. Love to.
Ready?
Thank you for the yes. Thank you for the opportunity.
I'll text you, and then we'll link that up to get you on the show tomorrow. Okay.
Listen, y'all can catch him on The Rush with David Kaplan sometimes when the Bears season. I seen that brother out with Corey Wooten, hung out with him. Man, that was great. This brother, hey man, you've always been a stand-up guy ever since I met you, man. I appreciate you, brother. And y'all follow this brother. Remember, God loves you. You're worth it. Listen, God is the truth. That's all I got for you. Let's get ready for this game. I will see y'all next Tuesday. And hey, catch his podcast because I'm apparently gonna be a guest on that brother's show. So tomorrow, so go check out that brother podcast. Look him up, Gay Ramirez. We'll see y'all Tuesday and Wednesday tomorrow. We out.
We lock and load, Alan Pants. It's the Alan Pants Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. It's the Alan Pants Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on.